Hello everybody, this is Mr. Lu. There is a very interesting news that came out, and it could have been a very big disaster. So Air China flight CA403 landed on Changi Airport on Sunday afternoon after there was a fire broke out. Okay, and you can actually see a fire in the left engine on a picture on the runway in Changi Airport, and there was smoke in a cabin. And it's quite jalat, quite serious, right? And it was likely due to a engine mechanical fault that triggered the fire. Luckily, I think everybody made a escape, and there were no accidents, right? There were no serious injury. I think there was some abrasion and some smoke inhalation and things like that, but generally all were fine. So I think that's a very good thing. Let me just show you the video. Okay, you can see that there's an emergency landing, and you may not see it, but it's actually a small fire in the engine. You can see the small fire there, the engine. Okay, and there was smoke in the cabin. Yeah, so this is quite interesting news. But someone may ask, Mr. Lu, what does this got to do with 1965? Well, it's actually quite funny. In 2016, Mr. Lu was caught in a plane that landed with a right wing on fire. Okay, and I can show you this video was shot by me. It's on YouTube, by the way. Whether I can show you this? Okay. So this is the whole right wing on fire. I shot this. It came out on, I think, 50 or 100 news agency. Okay, so the whole right wing was on fire. I think some of you might have heard of this incident before, and it wasn't entirely dramatic when I was inside, but after reflecting it, then it was quite a serious thing. So I can relate to this incident in Air China. I want to say a few things. Okay, first of all, comparing the scale of the fire, I think the fire in my incident was a bit bigger. This is a thing you don't want to win. It's not a competition. My whole right wing was on fire, and I was just sitting right beside the right wing. And you know what was I doing? The plane landed and the whole right wing caught fire. I was busy taking a video of the fire, like some interesting thing, right? But the plane could have exploded, right? So I would just say this in reflection, which I've said it many times, but I think it's important I say this. Okay. Number one is not everybody have a chance to catch plane fires. It's very rare in Singapore to have plane fires. So far, I think the history of Changi Airport, there are probably only two, and I'm lucky or so enough to be in one of them. Okay. Thankfully, I didn't die, and the Changi Airport fire crew was amazingly efficient. Singapore efficiency is amazing. They put out fire, I think, within 3 minutes or something like that. Really very fast. Unlike the case in Air China, we didn't even need to do an emergency evacuation. They put out the fire, and there wasn't any smoke in the cabin, unlike the Air China flight. Maybe Singapore Airlines planes are better. I don't know. I would just say this is my reflection from the incident, and in my reflection now is the same. Number one is that the most important thing, okay, life is short and unexpected. You can die, okay, you can die. So much talk about chasing money and becoming rich and preparing for $1 million at 65 or $5 million or $10 million, whatever the number may be. You can die, and you can die unexpectedly. You can die with a short life, not necessarily a long life. So a few things that you need to do. Okay, number one is, make sure that you buy your insurance. Okay, buy insurance, especially big term insurance. You buy those life insurance, doesn't pay you much. Term insurance pay a lot. Accident insurance, travel insurance, I think those are important. Hospitalization insurance is important. Okay, hospitalization insurance is to take care of you in the event that you don't die, which must be painful not just for yourself but also for loved ones. But if you don't die, can be more painful, you know. In Singapore, it's often termed that, you know, that dying is easier than not dying, you know, or on your finances. Second is that because you can die, so set up your will early. Set up your will early. I learned this from a very young age, that because I could die that year in 2016 in June, soon after that I quickly set up my will. That was my first will. And I also thought of this, which is very important, that do not wait until you're dead and let your beneficiaries decide what your intent is when you set up the will. So when I set up my will, I sat down and explained to 3 of my kids what my will content, what is my thinking process or whatsoever. Since then, I think 1 or 2 years ago, I revised my will and set up a second will. And in my second will, I did the same thing. I have, you know, sit down my whole family together, me and my wife. We explained to our 3 kids what the revision is about. Now our assets are different right now. Now we've got companies. What are responsibilities? What is our thinking when we pass money to them? We don't want them to be beneficiary. We want them to be steward of the money, to put the money to good use, be a good steward of it, take care of it responsibly, and stop thinking that it's yours, but thinking that it's a responsibility and that you are inheriting, right? So I think those were the thought process that we have, and we want to explain them while we're still alive, and not let them second guess after we pass away, right? So I think it's something we need to do. The last thing, power of attorney is important. That's a topic for another day, but it's also an important thing to set up. I must confess that I've been dragging my feet for LPA. My will lawyer has reminded me that I need to do it, and I'll get it done in October. I'll get it done in October as well. There are 2 more important, you know, philosophical thing about death is, don't wait until it's too late, okay, to start loving the people you want to love. A lot of people withhold our love, withhold expressions of love, withhold a hug, withhold a kiss, you know, withhold reconciling with people, you know, withhold our sorries, withhold our apologies, okay, withhold our forgiveness to people, you know, until it's too late, right? A lot of people carry all this to their grave and deep regrets. Like, what do you want to do that? Do not wait until another day, because you may die, and you may die unexpectedly, may die tragically, right? So, and for those people who are doing jobs that you hate because of responsibility, start pursuing your passions in life, right? Start pursuing your passions in life, and don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until it's too old. Don't wait until that, you know, where all your housing obligations are done, then you start pursuing. And this is also one of the reasons why I encourage people not to take up huge mortgages, huge responsibility in pursuing for wealth that you don't necessarily need, okay, and suffer your whole life in a job that you hate, right? So start pursuing for life, right? Look at myself. I'm in Europe right now, sitting in a cafe, shaking my leg, you know, in Europe, and pursuing the life I want to pursue, right? So I don't wait until I'm 七老八老, you know, 七老八十, you know, then until I pursue those things. I don't wait until I'm too old. So these are the reflections of my mind when I saw the news. So I encourage everybody, do not wait until it's too late to do the things that you should be doing right now. Okay. So anyway, for those people who are appreciative of this video, now please give a like and hit subscribe. You know, I will share with you more things along the way. This week, I think the inflation numbers are coming out, and you know, we should see the Federal Reserve reacting to it. And keep watch to it. I'll keep you informed live. So hit subscribe if you want to hear this on a real-time basis. Okay. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.